FaZe Clan won the 6th Invitational 2025, making them the current reigning world champions of Rainbow Six Siege. But they did it with 2 permabans. If you don't know what a permaban is, it is a map that you always ban in ban phase no matter what. And if you see, since the formation of that roster that won, they have banned Chalet 68 times and Border 74 times, and the next map after that is 30 times. So they literally never play 2 maps. For a team to be the best in the world to never play 2 maps is insane. That was until recently, where they have now started to play Chalet in the most recent Pro League season, and are 4-0 on it, defeating Furia twice on it, which Furia is one of the best Chalet teams in the world. Today what we're going to do is we're going to watch their most recent play of Chalet. We're going to learn exactly what they did and changed to turn Chalet from one of their permanently banned maps to making them potentially one of the best Chalet teams in the world. Let's go. Round 2, Furyx go dining. They're going to hold above because, once again, the soft floor above the site makes it so that you just basically have to hold a vertical, or else the enemy will just make it all over the site. Run out from the Melusi, because they're going to put a Melusi outside K9, really common spot, just to make sure that guy can't get close to K9 door, because half wall is such a valuable position. You can stop playing from that spot. FaZe are doing a library over, and they immediately get all of library control, and you see Furyx have it all barricaded off. So Furyx are definitely doing a super bunker-like type top hold. I think they do have a roamer down in bar here, though, and I think that's what FaZe are going to go for. They're going to hunt this guy in bar immediately because he's isolated. So catch him on the drone, and he immediately gets cut off because of the hunt. It was one of the weakest roam positions ever. Coded does trade back, though, on the player's short side. Good aggressive play by Coded, but that short wall being soft is kind of going to fuck them over. And FaZe now need to take up to the wall, right? After they take library control, they need to open up the main wall to ensure that no vert over the breach can be played, and then they can open up the breach itself on the bottom floor. What is the next strat view? This is basically it. So open the top wall, and they're going to fall down, and I think they're going to go for actually a minimal plant. Because a lot of teams have to open the top wall. They get, like, this is a pivotal point in the round where you basically have to determine whether or not you're going to flood across top floor or go for this plant on the bottom site behind the table in a default spot. And as long as no one's on that half wall position where we saw Melusi placing the Melusi for outside, wow, what a wall bang shot from Handy. Brilliant. And he nomads off that position half wall to make sure they can't retake the vert above the hatch or above the breach. Unified in the weaponry. 1 minute to go. And this half wall reinforcement not being here for BNK Furyx is actually going to fuck them over a lot, because usually if there's no vert player above, you can still play the player close sight and swing out aggressive. Yeah, Furyx do not play this vert properly at all. Now FaZe can just play super slow and just suffocate out the site. Yeah. That's a cool BP, by the way. You guys should play with that BP more. You can put it on top of the little plant stack and hide it in there. And their idea now is try to get the third one behind the table and plant, but Rin hits a really nice shot. This player is playing C4 underneath, but he does win out that fight against the player underneath. So now the C4 win con's still there. The top 4 flow-through doesn't work either. FaZe is going to lose this round too, yeah. Rin, yeah. Furyx are just winning this out. Maybe FaZe is better on defense on this map too. Oh my god. Oh, this is going to be a 1v1 win. This isn't really a strategical diff. That's just Cyber winning the 1v1. Wow, insane. Cyber just fucking won that 1v1 like insane, bro. That isn't even, like, I don't even know. So FaZe for Kitchen essentially just do a library take, where they take the library, they hop through here, and they try to get this kitchen. They first get the top 4 wall open. That's the idea, right? Like, you take library control so you get this top 4 open. And then once you get the top 4 open, this stops the defenders from essentially playing this position around here. That makes vert oversight. Now, defenders typically, normally BNK Furyx gave it up. You want to actually hold down this half wall position right here, because you still stop the plant. But Furyx do give it up, despite the fact that they put a Melusi outside. And that lets FaZe play for just getting the bottom wall open right here, which then you get the top wall open, you get the bottom wall open, you nomad off the flanks top floor, and then if you have proper, like, util, they didn't, FaZe or Motion looking for picks, you could walk in, get behind this bomb chassis and plant, because people behind you on the staircase can basically hold the crosses of the site, and now you have no one on this vert able to stop you, right, because you have a breach open up top. That's the idea of the FaZe take. Unfortunately for them, they lost a lot of gunfights in that mid round, which is why Cyber had to end up clutching up. And one thing you notice is that FearX had a roamer here that immediately died off of playing inside of game stockroom. The reason he was here is if someone hops in unknowingly and you have a stock roamer, he can like easily kill library player and also make Ver underneath the single window hop in as well if you're not joining it properly as a team. But the way FaZe clear him is really clever. It's really efficient. FaZe have this guy on front door, which cuts off the curve run back and then the main stairs, bottom main stairs run back. And then they hop a guy into mudroom from outside. So by hopping this guy into mudroom, he's able to get in and then hold the other side of the runaway. So now that guy can't run down bottom blue stairs. So now he can't go through short or curve. He can't go down main or through curve as well from the other side. And he's fully cut off and FaZe insta kill him. So that's, if you want to clear a bar roamer, that's 2 critical positions necessary to kill that guy. And I believe Handy is also on the ranked window over here too. This window right here, so also cutting this guy off. So they have 3 cuts on him, and Chalet is a super good map for cuts. So FearX go to bar, and they actually have an off-fix extension onto bar. So from the overhead view, you see they have a crossfire between the office player, and they have this wall muted off, and they have this shield over here, which means they have a crossfire onto the piano push through. And typically you hold above bar as well because this hatch goes straight down into the site plant. I think they also have the tuber out too inside of office to keep that office wall closed, because the default way to clear out that setup is to clear from the solar side, like master side over, and then open up that wall with hard breaches. But based on the positioning from FaZe, it really looks like they are going for a solar over. Yeah, you see Cyber already going on the solar repels. Yeah, the Tuberal's already over here. He already wasted Tuberal that he could have used on the wall, but he gets back in the office position because FaZe has already entered into master side, because this roam is not really for. Okay. Oh no, they are getting aggressive, just getting picks on FaZe. Okay, yeah, and now they walk into this crossfire from FearX. Now, this is just a good strat from FearX. I fuck with this actually. FaZe are kind of just doing defaults. C4 comes out, get shot out of midair, and now they're actually not going to go for a clear. They're not going to go for Harbor Citadel because their Hibana died. Their Hibana insta died, so they're just going to go straight for the kill on the office player after clearing out that shield. So really efficient clear onto the office player. I do think the FearX player that left him behind on blue could have stayed longer to help, because you kind of leave that guy to die there if you're not playing that crossfire between these 2 angles, right? But I mean, it's whatever. They did go 1 for 1, and maybe that's what they were going for, is going 1 for 1, especially with Hibana down. Now a player can play outside box. So the 3-way crossfire between FearX players, they could do like 3-way crossfires from blue, from fire, from, you know, inside the library, but I'm not too sure. I think now they're going for C4 points. I think they fully fell off. So FearX actually opted to fully fall off top floor and play a rat player up top instead. He did get droned out though, so now he has to try to get out of there. No, he has a crossfire with blue, but it's kind of they need another player up to make this work. And here comes the push from FaZe Clan, the Util dump. C4 out onto the Ivy push player. Good 3-way crunch. Really good about rotating this 2 library players over. That's really good by FaZe. Wow. Yeah. Really well done by FaZe here. That crunch on the top floor was actually like super clinical and breaking apart that setup from FearX. Okay, so FearX start off with a office side extension. Like I said, this is also a really cool strat you can run with ranked teammates. This office extension for bar is really cool because you're not holding master or kitchen, so you could double reinforce the walls here and then play this crossfire onto piano. FaZe are going to go for a solar over, so they're actually going to clear directly into this push. You're going to see that the FaZe members, one thing they do correctly this round that they ended up not doing in their first round, Dapper do a little flashback in their first round, they had a little rush push, they got completely decimated, is they started off doing pressure on the opposite side of the map to make sure they're not telegraphing their push, right? So they start off spawning library side, and they end up opening and shooting at windows on the opposite side, and then coming over to solar side. Okay, this is huge because you're not telegraphing your push. You can't. If you don't make any. Imagine the enemy team doesn't open any barricades library side, and they all go solar side. Well, then you just know they're all going solar side no matter what, right? If only solar windows are open. So they're doing a solar take. Already player entering a bathroom. This looks like a common entry spot, and then another player going into solar, and they're gonna actually. FearX are gonna play super aggressive and end up getting a pick off of it. But then basically they're leaving their player to die. I don't know why they do this for some reason, but they're leaving their player to die now inside of office. What I think FearX should have played this shield for a bit longer. I guess they were scared of the player on slant dumping util onto this player. But I guess after the shield's gone, the player runs away, and it essentially sets up a death sentence for the player inside of offense, which now FaZe can just double swing and get a kill on, and that kind of goes their entire layer, which I think FearX made a big mistake on. Big mistake number 2 is now FearX essentially just completely give top 4. Like, they're playing top 4 very, very sparsely when you should have at least top 3 players in here. Now, when we get to the overhead view, I'll give a better example. So, typically speaking, people usually have a 3-way crossfire onto the top floor push in order for it to be successful. And the third guy is either going to be in library corner or is going to be inside of the box. Now, what FearX do wrong here, one is I don't have the guy inside a library corner or box. I don't have the third triangle point to help this out. Despite the fact that they have a double reinforcement on box wall, right? The biggest thing, though, however, is that defenders traditionally expect attackers to flood through Heaven side and Ivy side. Right, that's the push because it's solar over. You just did all this work to clear solar, and you're going to flood through here. And you see that happening with like Spoit's team where they do the double Aurora off the door or use a sense before walking down the Ivy hallway and killing these players over here. FaZe completely subvert the expectation by adding another player library and doing a double entry library side instead of an entry from solar side. So they completely basically flip the script. Now this is very, very risky because you see the FearX players, if the site players literally held vert underneath the site window and the single window for a library window, like the double window and a library window, if they literally held the hatch, you could literally hold the hatch up onto this window and vert onto this other window, they would have gotten both the kills. But I think both the players in sight were so ready for this flood from K9 side, from the master side, that they didn't look at these players coming inside a library. And as a result, you see, yeah, they threw a C4 at this guy from blue stairs. There's another player coming out into lobby. Like, there's a player inside a lobby. Wigglyman's in lobby right now, if you look at his position, trying to help out. And the other one's looking through the hatch, probably on the hallway push, that both the library entries actually work out perfectly. And FaZe end up taking top floor, and now it's a 4v2. And the other player in sight was probably holding this exact angle because they thought it was going to be a flood through on the hallway, but it doesn't matter because they did a double library hop. And so super cool play by FaZe to actually subvert expectations. And it looks like the theme with FaZe is that they're not doing crazy pushes this round, for this map. They're doing default pushes, but with a little bit of a twist. So let's keep watching to see what other kind of stuff they plays, maybe mini plays, or even entire shots they do to keep their dominance on this map. FearX go to the basement, and they have the Maestro Goyo strat, which is essentially where they stack Goyos in the default plan spots and have Maestros behind them to pop the Goyos for them and waste time and win out the round. FaZe look like they're setting up for a lobby take, but it looks like they also have bodies set up to go for an all-around roam clear, which is exactly what they're going right now. They're going for a super fast attack, aggressive play entry onto this roam, and they're just going to completely, wow, Cyber just completely murders everyone on their roam clear. And it just picks it apart. While the original strat, whatever they were going for, they got super good at crunching these roamers out. And that's actually something they did on the other run they won too, by killing that bar roamer super fast. It looks like anytime there's an extension of any kind, they don't hesitate. They just straight up double swing the roamer every single time. And now just like the round just falls apart for FearX. They completely got decimated on their roam. And yeah, you see the strat. You see the strat that would have worked out here for FearX if they didn't go for that, right? They had Maestro cams to the left here, head behind the cabinet, to pop these two Goyos to stop the plant stop from going down, but now they can't even do it anymore because FaZe just completely decimated them on the roam clear. FearX just need to like desperately play to get back bodies now at this point.
Just because FaZe are that kind of team, they're not gonna lose this 4v2.
FaZe are gonna actually execute straight into this like Goyo setup though. Is Goyo still alive? Goyo could be. I mean, is Maestro still alive? Maestro can pop these Maestros and actually probably win out this round off of it. This could be crazy. Maestro's still up. He can pop the Goyos. Oh, but they're giving away their lives on it. He popped both the Goyos, but at this point, it's like 30 seconds left. What can he do? The strat falls apart. Yeah. So what we watched at the end is essentially what the point of the strat is. You waste time off the room. And you waste time off the room, and you get the players all back to site. And now that you got all the players back to site, you can pop these two Goyos when the enemies eventually get down to the bottom floor, break the two walls, and you've won the round off time, right? But that ends up not happening in the round because Souls immediately gets a kill on the run out on uncoded, and that's just going to be like a solar repel. And this is going to be a solar down roam clear. So it looks like they're actually going for a backside execute, which is going to be the exact execute that if they did into Furix and against that setup, Furix's setup counters that, right? You get the Maestros and the Goyo's backside and the Azamis to block things up. FaZe know that, so they know we can't let these guys go on the roam clear. So they have immediately the ram entry in through K9 at the same time that they have a player hop in the bathroom. At the same time that they have the players cut off with a guy on the Ivy windows.
Okay, this is not good at all for Furix.
And immediately Cyber gets the pick on it. So the way the positions work on that initial clear is you're going to have. Let's see if it's an overhead view of the map. You're going to have a player repelled outside the solar window. You're going to have your ram ready to entry in through K9. You're going to have a player onside of the bathroom windows. And FaZe really like to do this thing. I think the micro play is they love doubling up on bathroom windows. They like to have a guy, on the slant to start off the roof and another player getting ready to entry into the bathroom. We saw the same thing on that first round that they lost. A little quick flashback, Dapper, where they just make sure this guy's on this window that if there was a defender coming to shoot at the guy entering bathroom, he's ready to immediately refrag and punish it. So that's kind of their setup for the solar take, right? One solar repel, one K9, one over here, and they fast crunch it together. Now, good awareness by Souls in the solar repel, because the counter to the solar repel is to run out the bottom garage door and to look at the solar guy, and Souls luckily won that one for himself. And Cyber the Maniac that he is ends up getting a double kill, making it a 4v2, and at that point, Furix's strat is completely chalked, right? Like, all these operators are operators that get stronger when the game goes on, right? Azami gets more Azamis, Warden super good against flashes, Goyo, Bandit, these are all anchor type operators, but they get completely slammed because they try to waste time on a roam that ultimately FaZe just outpaced. That crunch on the top floor is a super effective way to take all that master side of roam super fast, so if you want to do that with their boys, double up on that Ivy window and do that, yeah, that's a good one to do positionally. Now we switch to the other half. FaZe banned the Ying and the Blackbeard when going into defense. Furix banned the Clash and the Azami. Makes a lot of sense. Clash is good for playing outside of half wall and stuff. And let's see what setup FaZe is going to do. So they're going to go Master first. They're going to reinforce the 2 closet walls so they can walk back and forth in this closet, and the solar to make sure the window cannot wall bang in. Double reinforcing libraries. That's a really interesting library fucking roam. Oh wow, that's the highlight of this strat, isn't it? Yeah. We got a highlight of that. So FaZe kind of do the highlight of the strat's gonna be their library setup. Actually, it's we saw like a lot of other teams do like the setup where you kind of open up the library floors, right, and have this holes over here so you can watch the long angles into library. That's not the case. They're gonna double reinforce this box wall because they want to play in box as a power position. Get this one, fast cut this shit, Dapper, make it like a cooking video. You know what I'm saying? Then reinforce this wall, top fire. And they're actually going to castle off box and make a rotate into top mezzanine just like this, and from these holes inside you could still support the library push-up, but more importantly for the library player you can hold the main stairs come up, make sure no one's walking up on him. And the reason for FaZe not giving away library like a kill box like the other team is most likely to keep this Ivy window control so that the enemies cannot get on any of the highway windows and fight them. So really cool unorthodox amount of reinforcements to put library aside, despite the fact that you made it kind of look like you want to do like a kill hole setup right here. They fully extended it with a shit ton of reinforcements. So this library extension you probably want to like pick up with your rank stack or something, and it looks like they have 2 players over here, one top mez and one top blue, and they have a player inside of games as well. I do believe it's a fake roam though. And the thing with this is that it doesn't even matter because Furix basically saw this and said fuck all that, we're not going to do a library clear because there's 17,000 reinforcements over there. We're going to go for a solar clear. So they're going to get the Montagne in through the trophy window. They're going to walk up the solar stairs and they're going to take control from there. And there's a player underneath for FaZe, as you see now, in order to have that C4 underneath presence and to stop the Montagne from hopping in and getting the underneath control, right? Because if Montagne gets in, he's going to walk his big-ass shield up these solar stairs that you see right now, and he's going to be able to get into sight and plant behind the master bed if they get enough control, right? So that's why the two players underneath we saw earlier, the bar player and this player, Legion player underneath, are just playing to stop the Montagne from getting in, and they also have Echo in this top four as well with the ACOG playing those long angles. But using the castle and like the roam to be very fluid in their movement. Here comes the Montagne getting ready to hop in now.
I mean, you won't be able to get a lot of damage off. Here we go.
Bot got powered underneath. Yeah, so super fluid roam.
It's a good kill for FaZe. However, Cyber is
Gets immediately traded though.
Wow.
Cyber's like the X Factor player for FaZe. He gets really, really aggressive. Are you excited for G2 versus Secret? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course I am. And they finally get in top four, bottom four. They make sure no one's around this area. Now the Montagne can finally hop in. Legion is ratting though, and he's still up. They have Echo drones ready to support him. And I think they know he's here. They're gonna drone him out. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna hop out. Actually, he's gonna get away from him.
Every time you jump, you take your chance.
That was fucking risky. I don't know why he hopped in and out again, but they're not gonna clear this guy. They just had like 4 people underneath on this guy. Why is Fearx not gonna clear this guy out? This guy's like the freest pick of all time. What? They're leaving him? They got that scared of 1 Legion inside below? And Echo drones? Yeah, so they're gonna fully rotate the push around. They're gonna fully fucking rotate the push around. What the hell? What the shit? And here, yeah, this is the setup I was talking about, this other side. And I guess it works out because it gave up this library setup. So FearX basically just showed FaZe one push, went for the other one at the very, very end. They're going to smoke it off. There's pretty much, I'm pretty sure there's a guy off the side. No? Yeah, kill that guy. What the hell? And the bomb's on the other side, and they're not going to have enough time. Oh my god. And they're going to win the run off that. I guess the key takeaway is a library extension, and it completely bamboozled. FearX could have actually quit the players underneath, but you gotta see the way that FaZe played that roam like really interconnectedly was really impressive. Because they not only had to play that player like the extension library side, they had a double roam underneath, right? They had the Legion playing underneath inside a kitchen off the start of the round, and they had Cyber playing in bar. Cyber playing that C4 underneath off the rip too, and they had Echo ready with the Echo drone. So it looks like they were completely ready for this Montagne push. It looks like the whole setup was actually to counteract this Montagne push. They have Legion. Literally, what does Legion do in dining? Nothing, right? He has a C4. He's not going to stop any plants. I mean, Mew does have the stop on the plants, but he's playing like an aggressive maniac, and Echo is basically just droning for them, basically ready to stun the shield clear underneath. So now it's typically meta to have that Montagne or shield walk up the solar stairs, and they use the Echo and the Legion to kind of completely counter it. So despite the fact that they have the whole library set up, the micro play on the bottom floor completely bamboozles FearX for some reason. I don't even know why they ended up not clearing this player out, but the operator choice, I guess, between the Legion and the Echo completely scared them away, and it forces them to go all the way over to library side, which ended up being their demise, because despite the fact that they get all this control for free, they have barely any time left in the round, and that double roam underneath is going to be proven to be such a big problem for them. So good job by FaZe, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that round was. FaZe now go to bar, they bring the castle once again, and it looks like they are going to do also an office extension. And the box mirror set, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the box mirror setup. This is one of my favorite setups for the top 4 for bar. You want to hold library with the box mirror setup because you want to hold top 4 for bar because it's super, super powerful in general, but yeah, so you're going to reinforce the box wall from the inside and put a crouch mirror on it. Make 2 rotates across these walls, top fire, and into box, so you can move easily from top part to box, and then reinforce the mez wall on this side so that you can put a mirror on this side actually, and then make sure you reinforce this single box wall because you can't move in and out of box without dying at this window if you don't reinforce it. And then this is the box mirror setup. It's really, really handy. I love it for holding top floor because number one, you want to hold top floor, right? Because it has the hatch directly over site, it has vert all over bar itself, and it has the game hatch over the other site. Really important map control. And what this does is the enemies coming, you know, from blue side, from K9 side, from IV. You can hold it all from here. If they want to come in library, well, guess what? I have a Mira facing this one as well. So really, really flexible setup. I do this in rank all the time. Really good one to learn with your boys. And I think they also I'm pretty sure they also have an office reinforcement as well, office extension as well. So we'll see. But it looks like they have very loose roam on this one. I think the name of the game, especially when I watch Secret and FaZe play the game map, is just like super loose roams, people ready to help each other at any time and just be ready to support. Yeah, because we see now on this side of the map too, despite the fact that they have that set up on box side, they have a player in basement, they have a player starting solar stairs, and they're ready to C4 the solar window because once again they're trying to slow down the solar push, repelling it on this side. Yeah, so this is a bit of a gamble play from FaZe, just because like if he gets drawn out here, then the guy gets on the trophy window, cuts him off. He's actually going to choose to stay here on the window, and he's cut off and he's fucked and he basically can't leave. So I don't know what this guy's going to do to get out here. I mean, he has to succeed on the C4 pick, or else he's dead no matter what. And now his C4 is gone, and now the Montagne's on him, and he's dead no matter what. So I don't know how he's going to get out. He's going to sprint past and vault over, I guess. Oh, he's just going to... Okay, so the enemy's just going to mess up real bad and not fully clear him up. But Souls is underneath to help him, actually. Wow. And it's a super loose roam to just completely help that player on that side. So the library setup, we don't even get a C because they just win it out on the roam. And yeah, from both what I saw from Secret and on FaZe, it's these really, really aggressive roams on Chalet that seem to be successful. Like really loose, you play wherever you want. You don't restrict yourself to certain like pieces of map control. Like this is a bar site, and Handy is playing on top of solar stairs to die. And he reinforces this west main wall so that the west main player on the window can't just hold his walk down from the staircase, and he's going to be able to play the C4 for the window. Now the thing is, he did get cut off from Trophy, and I don't know how he managed to live it, but I also do think that the Valkyrie in the basement was actually part of this strat, right? He got droned out, and he easily, after getting droned out, could have ran away and like gave his life, or be able to stay with his life and just give them the side of the map, but he stayed there because I think FaZe knew, and I think FaZe knew for a certain reason. I think they knew because they had the Valkyrie underneath. Remember, this Valkyrie underneath has the C4 position and the ability to help this Mozzie on the roam. Because one, you can make Vert under the trophy window hop. He didn't end up doing it. He also could C4 underneath and try to get a pick on the players hopping in on his boy. And he can walk up west main stairs to go help his friend out when he's getting roam cleared. And they could also have kind of a cross with the wall bang onto here. So it's a very loose roam. It ended up playing that way. They have Cyber on this side of the map. Basically, it's a three-way roam, right? You have the player on the solar stairs, the player on the west main stairs, essentially making sure nothing happens, and Cyber making sure no one repels in onto Handy playing inside this position. And you see, yeah, right here, I think he ended up using impact. Oh, it has impacts. Okay, so Souls had impacts, and he ended up breaking open this wall to cover the cross of the shield up to the player, which forces the Dokkaebi to go for the kill on Souls first. So it's a three-way super extended roam, just like we saw from Secret. Despite the fact that they had that whole mirror set up on the other side, it's the roam that ended up winning the round. Super aggressive roam. So if you're playing Chalet, I guess, and rank with your boys, I guess the best thing you can do is play those really aggressive extended positions. Damn. Yeah, so sorry. There's no C4 underneath the trophy window. He's literally playing on the staircase with impacts, ready to impact this open, so that when they're running at his boy inside of West Main, he has the angle on the cross, and his other boy is helping him from the master door. So yeah, I had a completely wrong read on how they were going to help him. So it's a really genius roam, actually. FaZe are playing on Kitchen. They're going to hold down the top floor because once again you just want to make sure you have the vertical control over Kitchen because it's all vert. This is a very, very default bunker setup, so they're going to reinforce all the kitchen walls. They're going to reinforce this one wall inside, probably put a mirror on it so they can contest it, and then put a mirror down looking at blue hall to make sure they can still hold down that half wall control. Really default setup. I don't need to show this one, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure everyone in ranked already knows it, but once we see it, I mean, I can show it again if you guys really, really want to see it. Fearax are doing a library over, and they're going to do the same thing that FaZe wanted to do essentially on the first round that they attacked Kitchen on. just get the walls open, go down, plant the bomb, or maybe go for a flood across top floor if they want to go for that. So FaZe are going for a really traditional setup here, nothing really fancy or special, right? This wall is finally double reinforced again. It feels like it's been a while since we see that. Right back to the orthodox setup of keeping the wall double reinforced, and then they have a Mira on the blue side, facing down this blue Ivy Hall just to also protect half wall, but also completely look down the wallway pushing up, and so that if they don't get the main wall open, they have to deal with this. But there is no wall other than the mute, so they should be able to get it. Now, FearX have a pretty cool strat here. They kind of like isolate off a roaring piano, which lets them isolate the player inside. And now, ooh, that's super cool from FearX, actually. I won't even lie. That's super sick from FearX. So basically, the player inside a piano would have been able to shoot off this ace charge. See, sometimes I make a video like to glaze one team, and I learn like even better shots from the other team. They roared off the door so that the player inside a piano couldn't shoot the ace charge off this mirror, essentially rendering the mirror useless. And even if there wasn't a mirror here, breaking open this wall lets them clear out the player on half wall, stopping them from playing the vert and denying the bomb. I mean, that's super sick. That is super fucking sick. But the lower fucking ace charge is going to completely fuck him over. Yeah, and he has to leave now, too. That's super sick from FearX. That's going to stay in the video. FearX, well, nice strat, man. Holy fuck. That's a beautiful game of Chalet right now. Now FaZe have to leave half wall, and now if FearX just go down and open the bottom wall, they're able to go for plant now. Now FaZe are just playing right now to basically anticipate the flood through a top floor. FaZe trying to cancel out the roamer, the lurker coming in bottom floor. Oh my god, look at the Hashom Beaks. It does work. They do want to keep underneath control for some reason. I don't know why it's so valuable to them. But now Cyber's here getting hunted in the bottom floor, playing like the maniac he usually plays like. I also don't know why FearX is hunting this guy. They could just hit side, call it a day, but... Oh my god, Cyber just killing everyone. He's the maniac, bro. And yeah, Cyber literally just single-handedly wins. FearX do a brilliant fucking play against FaZe. And they go in the basement to lurk up to start hitting side after that. And it's just Cyber being a maniac inside the basement. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cyber just killing every single person in that basement and bringing the round back. Because FearX had it. If FearX just go down, open the bottom wall, go for a sight at the same time that they plant the bomb, that was it. If FaZe anticipate that lurk into the basement, they go for kills on it. They go like they aggress onto it. And FearX are perplexed because now they have to hunt down this guy in the basement if they really want to keep going. But you don't really need to. I don't know why they did that. Oh, they were tracking. Let me see what happened in the round. Let me watch it back, though, so we understand it. So they take that control, and they actually track Cyber in the basement first. They track Cyber in the basement first, and they were going for a pick onto Cyber. Oh! And so Souls died because he was trying to come to help Cyber. And they have a track on Cyber and a demo and a Dokubi call on him, and they're Hashom peeking him. But, like, he's just insane. This guy's 28 years old, wife and kids doing this shit, by the way. Hi, Red Bullies. Where are you? Houston. And he just cannot be hunted down. And now another member comes down. And you see how much on Chalet, because it's such a small map, that despite the fact that it looks like Cyber is absolutely fucked on this roam, how many people come to help him? How many people come to help each other on Chalet, right? Over and over and over again. It looks like the meta right now because it's such a small attacker-favored map that as a defense, you have to go help your teammates. And based off that help is exactly what FaZe used to end up securing this and match point eventually. Match point FaZe, they go to Master now. FaZe now run back this castle that we talked about earlier, library side. Maybe FearX will do a library clear into it, and we can see how it goes. They do have the blitz and the buck. It could be something fast from FearX. And they have a player inside of, again, they have two players bottom floor. So super spread roam once again so that everyone can help each other. One player in bar, right? The Legion back inside there. No echo this time because they adjusted their operators. Vinny King playing site, Handy playing the bridge between site, and a library player, right? So same positions as last time. They have basically two players underneath. On each side, they can both help each other. A bridge between the sides, one player library, one player solar, basically. Look how aggressive this play is. Holy shit. He's going to go for that, too. 14 kills, wife and kids. Jesus Christ, Cyber. Jesus Christ. Mephi on the lurk does end up getting Cyber back. And yeah, they're going for... Essentially, they were going for a crunch on that bar side player. Same thing that FaZe did isolating that bar side player. They went in the buck through basement, but now they have to clear into this library setup where there's a box player with the castle and the player top mezzanine. What will they do? Bren gets in the window. This is actually good for them. And that's that library setup that's so difficult to clear. Already gets a pick. Look at the angles they have to clear into. And they're not used to this either because they're used to probably being given up or not having this crazy of a setup. And Handy just kills everyone over here. Viddy King gets another. And that's that library setup coming to fruition. Super creative too because usually you see the feet holes all across just like the way FearX did it. Yeah. And that's how FaZe went against FearX. So how they made Chalet their best map, literally just Cyber going absolutely bonkers, but then the library setup was very, very cool. The roams, they had like the really extensive roams on the defense to just like push out really, really far, like on that one round for bar, despite the fact that they had the library mirror set up just in case at the very end. They saw a super extensive roam and then just crunching in super aggressive play. Honestly, more so just aggression on almost everything, as opposed to like strategical like brilliance outstratting. Honestly, it was just like really aggression. And that looks like that seems to be what Chalet is now. Like after I did my video analyzing the best Chalet team in the world, Team Secret, yeah, I think I just realized that like it's the same thing. They just like sprint at them. They all play super together. They all coordinate. They all come to help each other. And I should have emphasized that more when I was doing the analysis, but I didn't. But they had the players coming to help each other, and that's so important. Why comps are so important. If you watch, like even like Zach Stompin, like playing with it, or like after he joined G2 and he's now in the roller tournaments, his comms are so much better because that's what the game is all about. For such a small map like Chalet, they probably hated it before because they weren't able to play traditional slow siege like they liked, but they adapted by playing super fucking fast, helping each other, crunching on the enemy, and just outpacing them the entire time. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, boys. We'll stream tomorrow. We'll watch Stompin's last map border. We'll break down ever since he's gone pro, what he does differently now, and he's to dominate Roller Prime. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. See ya.